Hello and welcome everyone. We are studying Unit 3 Database Management System, and in this video we will be covering Session 3 Perform Operations on Table. So first of all, we should have some relevant knowledge about DDL and DML. DDL we have already discussed in the previous session. So in this session we will study the SQL DML commands. So SQL is a structured query language that basically we use to write queries so that we can ask questions from the database. So DML is data manipulation language, and it is a language that enables user to access and manipulate the data in the database. DDL works on the structure of the table and DML commands works on the data of the table. And the queries that are involved in DML are select, insert, delete and update. Then DML is of two types: procedural, that is the user specified what data is needed and how to get it. Then non-procedural, the user only specifies what data is needed. How the data is needed, that is not specified over here, and this is easier for the user, but it will not generate the code as efficient as that is produced in procedural language. Next, moving on to the DML queries, we have to study one by one. First is inserting data in the table. Now all the operations like insert and delete and update, they can be performed directly on the table as well as they can be performed with the help of query. So we will see both. So first is adding data in the table directly. So for this what we have to do is we just have to open the database. Like in the previous session we had created demo database. So in that I have created these tables. Now any table in which you want to insert the data, what we can do is, suppose this is the table known as addresses. So I will just right click over here and open. So the table will open and here already two records are present. Now if I want to add another record directly, then simply I will just type the data over here and then the required fields data whatever is given, I will enter that and then I will just press enter. So accordingly what will happen is that the data will be entered according to the field and then we will just save it and close. So this is one way of inserting the data, that is inserting the records directly. So now if we want to enter the data using the SQL command, then what we have to do is we just first of all we should know what all columns are present in the table. Like suppose this is the student table, in this 3 columns are present: ID, name and city. So accordingly in the same order we are going to write the values. So for this we just have to click on tools and SQL and we will type the command insert into the name of the table, that is a student. Suppose we are entering the data in student, so insert into student, then values. After that we have to check what is the order of the attribute. So the order of the attribute is ID, name and city. So just we will type in the same order. First of all we will type the ID. So since ID already 1004 IDs are already there, so we will type 1005 ID over here, the next ID, and then we will type the name whatever we want to type. Then after that we have ID, name and then city. So we will write the name of the city over here. Then we will put semicolon and then execute. Now command executed successfully and you can see one row is updated. So when you will just close this table, close over here, and you want to see the data, so you can just simply double click on the table. Now you can see that the new data that we have added using the query, that has been added over here. If you want to view the data with the help of SQL query, then again we will just go in SQL and in the command box we will just type select asterisk, means all records, from name of the table, that is a student, and then we will write semicolon, show output, execute. Here you can see 5 records were there, so all the 5 records are showing over here. Next we have is editing records in the table. So again, this can be done by 2 methods: editing in the table directly or editing using SQL command. So editing means what? Modifying the data. Suppose there is a phone number in the student database and after some time the phone number has changed. So we have to modify that in the database also, in the database tables. So for that we need editing. So editing is very simple. We can just open any table over here, like addresses table I have opened, and suppose the phone number has changed over here. So I will just click on this and then delete this number from here and then type the new mobile number, and then I will just click on save and then close this. So the next time when you open this table, so you will find the updated record. So this is modifying or updating the record directly. Now in case if you want to do this with the help of SQL command, so for this we have update command. This is the student table. Now here I will change the city of the first student. So from Noida I will change it to Delhi. So for this I will go in tools and then SQL. Here I will write the command update, and then we have to write the name of the table. Set city, I have to change the city, so I will write city is equal to Delhi, and then I have to give a condition that where I want to change the city. So now if I will give the condition where city is equal to Noida, so in that case Karan Sharma city will also be updated, because both the ID 1 and 2 are having city Noida. In fact 5 is also having Noida, so all 3 will change. But I don't want that. I just want to update the city of the first student. So here comes the role of the primary key. So in the condition I will use the primary key because that is unique. So here I will just give the condition as where ID is equal to 1001. So now in this case what will happen is that only the record of the first student city will change. Then I will just click over here, execute, command executed successfully. So now you can just close it, and when you open this student table now you can see that earlier the city was Noida over here, now the city has changed to Delhi. So this is how we can update the records directly as well as using the query. Now suppose we want to delete any record. So for that also 2 ways are there. First, we can delete any record directly. So again we can just open the student table over here, and this is the record, last record. Suppose I want to delete, so I will just select this with left click and right click and delete rows. Yes, and then you will just close it. So next time when you open the table, you will see that the 5th record that you have inserted has been deleted. Now same thing if we want to do with the help of SQL query, then again we will just go in tools and then SQL. Here we will write the query as delete from table name. Then we have to give the condition that which row we want to delete. Again, if we will use any other attribute other than primary key, so multiple rows can be deleted. But if we just want to delete one record, so we will give that primary key condition. Suppose I want to delete the first record, so I will write where ID is equal to 1001 and then semicolon. Show output, execute, command executed successfully, 1 row is updated. Close this, go to students, and now you can see the first record has been deleted. Next is sorting data in the table. So sorting basically means to arrange the data either in ascending order or in descending order. So for this what we have to do is we simply have to open the table, whatever table we are having, and then select the column in which we have to perform the sorting, and then click on this sort ascending if we want in ascending, or descending if we want in descending. So here I want in ascending order. So now the names are earlier it was sorted on the basis of ID, now it has been sorted on the basis of name. So the A, D and K accordingly they are coming, and now the ID and city has been swapped according to the name. Again if you want to arrange it on the basis of ID, then you can simply click on ID, select the ID column and then sort ascending. So again it will be sorted on the basis of ID. Next topic is referential integrity. So referential integrity is basically used to maintain accuracy and consistency of data in relationship. So in base, data can be linked between two or more tables. Like in one database, we are having multiple tables. So all the tables, they can be joined or connected with the help of primary key and foreign key. So why referential integrity is important? Because it helps to avoid adding records to a related table if there is no associated record available in the primary key, changing the values in a primary key if any independent records are present, and then deleting the records from a primary key if there are any matching related records. So like if two tables are connected and we are deleting a record in one table, then from the other table also it will be deleted automatically because the table are linked. So that is referential integrity. Next is relationships. Now a relationship refers to an association or connection between two or more tables. So when you relate two tables, and then what happens is that there is no need to enter data separately in both the tables. In one table you have entered, automatically the linked data will be saved in other table because relation has been established. And relationships help us to save time. There is no need to enter the data in separate tables. It reduces data entry errors and it summarizes data from related tables. Now we can create relationships by choosing the tools menu, relationships option. After that, what we have to do is we can create three types of relationships, basically one-to-one, one-to-many, or many-to-one, and then many-to-many. So for this, first of all, we have to choose the tables where we have to create the relationships. We'll go in Tools, Relationships. Then this Add Tables dialog box will open up. So here we will add the tables in which we want to establish relationship. So suppose student table I'll add, and then SDetails table I will add over here, and then close. So now one-to-one relationship we have to establish. In this case, what we will do is we will just go to Insert, New Relation, and then Student, SDetails. Then both should have a similar column. So like ID is over here and SID, both are having same column. If one table is updated, another should be updated. If in one table records are deleted, then in second also it should be deleted, and then you click on OK. So now you can see 1:1. One is over here, one is over here. So one-to-one relation has been established over here. Then you can just close and save this. Next is one-to-many or many-to-one. So for this, again we will go in Tools, Relationship, and then Add Tables. So now in EMP table and Department table, I want to establish the many-to-one or one-to-many relationship. So one way was to use this new relation option. Another way is you can just click on the column and drag it to the other so that the relationship is established. Now this type of relationship is many-to-one relationship. Then the last one is many-to-many relationship. Similarly, what we can do is that in the table, if there is no primary key present and still we want to link the table, so for that many-to-many relationship is used, and it signifies that all the columns of the first table are linked with all the columns of the second table. Now if you want to remove any relationship, then simply you will just click on this. So this will turn into dark blue, and then you will right click and delete. So the relationship will be removed. Last topic is field properties. This we have already studied. So basically the field properties in the database window defines what are the properties of a particular field. So for this, what we can do is we can simply select any of the table in which we want to view or change the field properties. Suppose this is the addresses table over here. I will just right click and edit. As I will click on edit, we will see this table design view and the field properties are displayed over here. Suppose ID, if I will select, then the properties are auto value yes, length is 10. If I select first name, then entry required is no, length is 50, and default value we have not given. So suppose I want to change it from 50 to 30, then I can do this from here and save it. So whatever field I will click on, according to that the properties will be displayed to us. So this was all about for this session. In the next video we will continue this unit. Thank you.